As traffic is very backed up here on I-45 as a number of cattle got loose from a truck just before noon here this afternoon. You're looking live here now as many bystanders are trying to get this under control here. I mean, just look at this chaos in the middle of the freeway. Cars here, 18-wheelers here, all of this during lunchtime rush hour. I mean, this is really a mess unfolding right here as you're looking live from SkyFOX video overhead. What led up to this crash as far as the vehicle that these cows and bull were in at this point, it still remains unclear at this point. But it's causing a major backup on 45, which, as we know, is already a very busy freeway any time of the day, let alone at 12 o'clock on a Monday. Backing up, obviously, the frontage lane, the frontage road you see here. I believe, this is at Spring Steuben we're looking at right now? This is Springwoods Village Parkway. So right off of 45 here. And then as you see here, and SkyFOX is panning up, freeway completely empty here, totally empty, as looks like here emergency crews are trying to at least get a hold of this and track all of these all of this livestock down here. At this point, obviously now law enforcement has gotten involved. When we first got on top of this and learned about this at the top of noon, this was happening right in the middle of traffic, and I don't believe police have got there yet. This is likely going to be difficult, one, because you don't want to, injure or harm any of the cow, and then you also don't want to damage the vehicle you're driving. You don't want to put yourself at risk. Live look here now, potentially maybe they got this one under control, or they're gathering this one now, or at least getting this one off of the freeway here. We did see a bull at the top of noon. That bull got off of 45. I mean, went over all of 45, the northbound lanes, jumped over the median, and then went across the southbound lanes and eventually ended up on the frontage road there. We can't really see where this cow went now. As we're looking here under it went under the overpass, and then we lost it from there. Yeah, this is very, very dangerous, very, very messy. And imagine how backed up traffic is now. We likely will see. Here we go. Here it is. You can see how backed up traffic is now as this is happening already on what we all know 45 to be a very busy freeway any time of day, any moment, but especially right now, lunchtime, Monday, people are handling their business, getting the week started. I mean, traffic is backed up for miles. You see here on 45. This, I believe, these are the northbound lanes, the outbound lanes, headed north. So if you're headed in this direction, I mean, you even see the flyover backed up. You see the frontage lane backed up. It is very messy right now, all because, from what we've learned, several cows somehow got loose from I would believe this would be a tractor trailer carrying them, and somehow, I don't know if a crash happened or something occurred to where they got loose. Looking here now, and as we scan it, I don't really see any livestock anywhere on the roadway here. We did see a cruiser kind of parallel to one chasing it down, trying to slow it down or stop it. And now, as SkyFOX is panning here on many of the lanes, you don't really see any livestock at this point. Maybe perhaps the ones that were loose are now kind of on the off of the roadway there, and maybe out of harm's way, out of danger, perhaps, because you don't see anything on the roads here now. And at first, when we first came to you, maybe even a couple of minutes ago, you could see several. The good news, if you are headed inbound into the city, lanes are not impacted at this point. But we did see, again, I mean, as easy as the bull jumped over the median earlier at the top of the hour, that's something that could quickly happen as well. But if you have to head into Houston coming from the north side, you're not impacted right now. The lanes are not impacted, but 45 northbound headed out of town, it is a mess right now. And then you can even see the frontage lane here, at least one lane of that impacted. I believe this might be where police and them are trying to kind of maybe corral a lot of the animal, at least to put them in one area out of harm's way. But I don't, right now, from our vantage point here on SkyFOX, you can't really see anything right now. Yeah, that's just another individual there. So trying to I believe perhaps the pilot and the photographer there on board are trying to track down where these animals are now at this point, because we don't, pretty tough to see anything right now. Oh, there's one right, I believe I see someone running. Yeah, we don't see any, I'm not seeing any livestock here on the roadways now. Just a lot of backed up vehicles, obviously, because police have stopped traffic for the safety of obviously the drivers and the safety of the animals there on the road. But as we're scanning through here, it's hard to see. Perhaps they're in between the cars, but we also don't see anything there. I don't see any police running, trying to corral any animals at this point. The bigger deal here is if you're headed north, headed outbound, you are going to run into this delay if you have to jump on 45. So potentially, depending on where you're going, you might want to jump on 69 or jump on the Hardy at this point, because I'm trying to, there is one right there. Looks like they have gotten this, perhaps this is a bull, cow, whatever. This animal at least surrounded it right here in the median, in between, I believe this would be the freeway and the frontage road here, where it's stopped right there. In the meantime, curious how they're going to be able to get all of these back into one vehicle, or okay, I think they corralled this one, got this one right here, by a rope, at least in the meantime, as they try to at least round up all of these animals. We were hearing reports of at least 8 cow on the loose on 45. I've seen at least 2 with my own eyes at this point. And you see here now where, this is very, very messy and very, very dangerous for the animals and obviously the people involved. Obviously the handlers, they're used to working with these animals. So, obviously this is not new for them, but still just trying to get them out of a dangerous situation and making sure that the cars are stopped. We know how busy 45 can be. So making sure everybody, stops and traffic is at a halt while they figure this out. And then trying to figure out how this cow will then get over, or is this, I believe this might be a bull. It's hard to really tell from our vantage point here from SkyFOX, but you see where it looks like sheriff's deputies there, police there on scene, helping out likely what would maybe be the handler or that for what we know, that very well could just be someone, just a individual just trying to help out to make sure that this animal is safe. This has been going on since just before about noon, so going on just about an hour now. Where exactly the crash, or if it was a crash, because we're still trying to figure out how these animals got loose, it's still unclear at this point. But individuals, the deputies and police have been trying to round up all of these animals for at least going on an hour now, as traffic is backed up. It is very messy if you have to head north here. So again, let me potentially maybe find somewhere else that you could go, depending, I believe it would be 69, depending on where you're headed, it likely would be 69. But you also can jump, you can also jump on the Hardy depending on where you're headed right now. But a large chunk of 45 right now, even when if you pull it up on your map, a lot of yellow right now because of traffic backed up at this point. So keep this in mind if you're headed outbound, if you're headed to many of our northern neighboring suburbs at this point. But we are looking here, as you see, at least one animal has been rounded up at this point, and I imagine now they're trying to figure out how to get this animal out of the way of traffic, safely without harming the animal or harming obviously drivers, vehicles, and things of that nature. As sheriff's deputies and police, many of them on scene. Likely I'm seeing sheriff right on the back of this person, this I believe woman's shirt. So this is likely Harris County that we're looking at here on scene. And yeah, this is a mess. This is really chaotic right now. And keep in mind, we're only looking at one, what I would believe to be maybe a cow at this point. And we were hearing reports of up to 8. So this is likely happening in different parts of the highway, different areas right now, all on 45, because this is not the first animal. This is one of many right now on 45 as traffic remains backed up at this point. You can see a few good Samaritans there. Obviously, someone pulling out their phone and recording at this point, because I'm sure they're also shocked, just as we are, to see this happening right now. Many of them are just stuck in traffic at this point. So what else can you do but at least potentially get out to help if that's something that you have the ability and you can do so safely at this point. Yeah, I'm not sure how they'll be able to get this animal over without it in its own will, of course. But yeah, this is a mess for traffic right now. We're going to keep watching this. Looks like now we can see they are bringing a trailer in, and I'm sure this is the trailer that was involved in this. And it's driving further down 45 here, so potentially in a safe spot. Okay, it's back. It's likely going to back up, and they're going to round the cow up and at least get it into this vehicle. Potentially, maybe when SkyFOX zooms in, we'll be able to see if there are any other animals. Not to say unclear how many exactly. We were hearing reports of up to 8. We'll be able to see if any animals are on the vehicle now. Maybe if they rallied some up to put back into the trailer at this point. And this is actually not far from the Montgomery County line. So I imagine Harris and Montgomery County deputies are responding to this. Yeah, you can see this. We're now going to have to round this up and guide this animal into the back of this truck here as we look together to see how this plays out. And I'm counting at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 members of law enforcement, deputies there trying to get this wrapped up, because it's a traffic nightmare, it's a safety nightmare altogether, trying to make sure, one, that the animal is safe, and then that they themselves are safe. Okay, here we go. Looks like they're going to be able to get this here on the truck. Yeah, you can see where they're trying to guide the animal here. Perhaps maybe the animal is not wanting to go too quick. I imagine this has to be a bit frustrating. Okay, there we go. Looks like all right, they got it there. Okay, that's the good news there. Looks like they got that cow on the back of the tractor trailer there. So that's one cow down. We're not seeing any more. We've been really focusing on this specific cow. Unclear where the rest of them are, where exactly on the freeway they are, but at least that's one. If not, maybe they wrangled up a few more while we were just watching this one right now. But this tractor trailer is at the center of this. We were hearing some sort of crash or something happened to where the animals got loose. And that's how all of this began to unfold right here on 45. And you've been looking live here as at least one cow has been rounded up and put on the back of this tractor trailer here. We haven't seen any other ones though, and unclear where exactly they are at this point. How many specifically are involved? We're just getting some rough numbers here. But that's the good news there, and potentially traffic will slowly but surely begin to open as this situation begins to wrap itself up. All right. Okay, you're looking live here now as we bring you the very latest. We are learning multiple cows are on the loose right now on I-45, the North Freeway, which is causing an incredibly hectic situation right there on 45. You're looking live here, 45, the North Freeway, the northbound lanes, the outbound lanes here near Spring Stupner. We watched along together as crews, police there on scene, sheriff's deputies, wrangled at least one cow that we saw, and we're now hearing reports. Let me pull up this information here for you for just a second. We're hearing that Harris County Precinct 4 has two animals at this point that they've wrangled. We know Harris County, the Sheriff's Office, DPS, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, all at this point working this scene right now. If you have to head to the north side at any point at this point, on 45 and even near the Hardy, because this is actually just under the Hardy, I'm realizing. If you're headed this way whatsoever, just know you want to be aware, keep a very close eye on your surroundings here, because there are still several livestock on the loose right now, and obviously very dangerous, not only for drivers, but obviously first responders. They're on scene trying to wrangle these animals. Again, at this point, we have heard that at least, we're hearing from first responders here that at least 2 animals have been caught so far. Montgomery County Sheriff's Office on scene, Harris County Precinct 4 on scene there, Harris County Sheriff's Office on scene, DPS on scene here. What is making this difficult for first responders and obviously the handlers at this point is that this is obviously such a wide range. I mean, between the lanes and then between the median there. We were looking live here just a second ago, and perhaps SkyFOX will give us another look. You'll be able to see actually here in a second where some of the animals actually went under what this is actually the flyover that you're looking at here, right here in the middle of your screen. This is part of the Hardy. That is where specifically first responders, you can kind of see there actually in the corner of the screen where first responders are really trying to, I believe, wrangle perhaps 1 or 2 cows there that got loose. The good news, and then you can kind of see actually now where lanes are starting to open up. So perhaps this is something good that we're seeing here, because at one point there was a complete shutdown of 45 if you're headed north here near the Hardy. And now it's looking like a couple of lanes are open. The far left lanes at least are open. And even when I pull this up on TransStar, now that I'm looking, it does say I-45 northbound right before the Hardy. Several lanes impacted, at least 4 lanes. And I'm looking here now where I see 2 lanes are open. So traffic is starting to open up. So I would believe at this point that perhaps all of the cows are off of the freeway at this point, and they're just trying to wrangle the ones that are under the Hardy there, if traffic is opening back up at this point, because we didn't see anything further back, headed essentially further south into the city. So now it's looking like just right there, right in the middle of all of this is where we are seeing. And I'm trying to watch with you to see what else we're looking at here. Yeah, not sure why SkyFOX at this point is looking over in that direction. Perhaps there's another animal that is running loose there in that direction. In the meantime, 45 North Freeway, if you're headed outbound, northbound lanes near the Hardy, this is where a lot of this is going on right now. And this is where you'll see that traffic is backed up. The good news here, we just saw it together, where lanes began to open up in the meantime. So perhaps this will begin to wrap itself up here in a couple of minutes. Let's bring you up to speed here if you're just joining us for a few seconds. Now here we are going on an hour of traffic being backed up on I-45, the North Freeway, where we have learned from police and deputies on scene that multiple livestock, multiple cows, bull, got loose somehow. I don't know if there was a crash. We're still trying to get that information confirmed, what exactly how this happened and how they got loose. Somehow these animals got loose and it caused incredible chaos and backups there on I-45. You know how busy 45 can be any time of the day, let alone lunchtime here on a Monday as people are starting their work week. We learned about this right before the noon newscast began, and we brought you that live coverage as a bull was running straight across 45. I mean, from the northbound lanes over the median, and then went over the southbound lanes and eventually ended up on the frontage road there out of harm's way. We've then showed you video footage of another animal, another cow, that was then wrangled, and it was sitting in between what we believe to be 45 and the frontage road right in the median area. That animal eventually got roped off and carried into the back of a trailer there. And then now with the last thing we saw there before SkyFOX changed its view and direction was police, first responders, sheriff's deputies under 45 and the Hardy, the intersection, the connection there, trying to what we believe to be wrangle another animal there. It was hard to see, but that is the latest information that we have right now. Are we able to go back to SkyFOX? Okay. All right. We're going to wrap this up for you. Keep the Fox 26 app, the Fox Local app handy for any latest developments and updates with this one, and we'll let you know. And then we'll see you back here for Fox 26 News at 5 o'clock with the latest details on this one. Have a great day.